Hey guys, today we're doing a live Q&A, but we're doing something different. It's new for me, and I want you to know that just because we're going live, I'm going to ask questions, but I'm going to ask the questions that I were already asked over a week ago from the people on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Because this is new to me, I want to answer the questions that I think were most important that was asked by the people that was hoping I can get them an answer when I told them I was going to do this live. So I know a lot of you are going to start asking me questions immediately. All the comments down below, please save your questions. I mean, post all your questions you can. Just know I'll answer them in my next Q&A. So I'm just going to go straight through. Anybody I don't say hi to, it's not personal. Anything that I don't wave back, don't think that. Just know that I'm trying to answer the questions that's already been asked of me, and I'll answer your questions next week.
So Meredith wants to know, do you accept any Medicaid plans?
Meredith, thank you for the question. The question for me is, do we accept Medicaid? The best way for me to answer that, Meredith, is that we're a cosmetic product. Insurance don't recognize us as a treatment plan. And the short answer is no. We only accept conventional payment like cash or credit card or financing. We try to make financing as attractively as we can, but to your answer, Medicaid is not something that we can accept. We just can't accept it. And as far as the rest of the world's concerned, a lot of our international clients don't know what Medicaid is. The closest we can come to making these easily or more affordable is financing. We don't accept Medicaid. We don't accept care credit. And the other thing I'll tell you is we don't do financing internationally, not at this point. We're fighting tooth and nail to get financing in other countries such as Australia, and the UK, and Mexico City. But at this point today, we don't have financing for those clients. We do have a two payment option, and we're going to answer that shortly or in another question. But in order for me to be clear, when people call me and say, do you accept health insurance or Medicaid? We don't do Medicaid, and we don't accept insurances.
Well, that perfectly leads us into the next question. From Veneers, can I have a payment plan?
Damaris, thank you for your question. The question, I think, is, do we have payment plans? Yes. The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. And we're creative. We're going to figure out a way to be as motivated as you are. If you're a motivated buyer, we're a motivated smile designer. We want to make sure that we get everyone into a smile that has all the intentions of the world of paying for that smile. So we do have payment plans. We also have other options that aren't available on the website. If you need to make something happen, like a layaway, like if you need special payments, a balloon payment of some kind where you pay so many little payments and a bigger payment towards the end. There is a lot of things that we can do as a company if you'll work with us. I think you'll find that we as a company is more than excited to work with you. We have an application. Everything starts with an application. We have a general set of financing options that we extend to the majority of everybody. And then we have another set of financing for special conditions. And if you qualify for the special conditions, we will do almost anything. We don't want anyone to live with a bad smile. I hope that answers your question, and thank you for asking it.
Tony wants to know, how long can I expect them to last, and do you give discounts to repeat customers?
Tony, thank you for asking. Tony's question is how long do we expect them to last, and do we give discounts to existing clients? We do give existing discounts. Guys, anybody who's bought from us before, within a period of time, and I don't know how long it is, probably 1 or 2 years, we try to keep that file on file so that rebuilding it doesn't take it a total start over. As long as there's no change in your existing smile, like your teeth haven't shifted or that you've lost any teeth, we can rebuild that file at a discount, and generally it's a 50% discount if you're an existing client. The second thing is, how long do I expect these to last? The best way for me to answer your question, Tony, is that it depends on the person. You wear them every day, they're not going to last as long as somebody wears them occasionally. But they are made for everyday use. The other thing is we ask you not to challenge the veneer. So it also depends on your existing smile. A person who has one tooth or 3 teeth or 4 teeth, they're going to challenge that veneer much more at a higher rate than a person who has a full set of teeth. So with that, they're designed to last 3 to 5 years, easily. We have plenty of cases where the veneer has lasted much longer. And we have other cases where it's lasted not that long. It always comes down to how much you wear the veneer, what kind of wear and tear do you put on the veneer, and how are you at taking care of them. But if you were to tell me that generally a person with a smile that's just crooked or misaligned has a veneer that should always last them at least 5 years. And the more teeth you're missing, the more challenges that creates and the more probability of failure or breakage. But we try to make sure that we sell your product that's good for years and years to come. Hope that answers your question.
Oh, looks like Ivan wants to know if I have dental work performed or have changes to my dental structure, does that mean I have to start from scratch and getting a new set?
If you've already had a set and anything changes to that existing smile, anything, it's going to require you start over. Let me tell you why. If you miss a tooth, I can still print you another a duplicate of what we already made for you, but I can't bank on the lighting or the thickness to keep that teeth from looking hollow. In order to have a perfect effect, if you have a chipped tooth or broken tooth or your teeth shift left or right, the design that we have is no longer compatible with the smile that's been changed or compromised. So the answer is, if you've had any dental work, a crown's been put on, bridge has been put on, a tooth has been pulled, there's a good chance you're going to want to start over. Or even if the other tooth, like a missing tooth, if we give you a duplicate, now you're taking the risk of what does it look like and are you satisfied with having a completely hollow spot in the place where a tooth used to be. And so what we highly recommend is that anyone who's had any changes, let's just start over with new impressions. Because if we start with new impressions, previously when you became a client, we created a product for you that you thought so well of that now you want to repurchase it. And we want you to feel the same way about the one that you repurchase. And so my recommendations is always strive for perfection. And I'd suggest that anyone who's had any changes, even moderate changes, start over with a new impression.
So Elaine is curious if we offer a warranty.
Miss Elaine's asked me, do you offer a warranty? We do. We have a basic warranty, which means it's about 90 days. Put them on, try it. And when you try it, you wear and tear it, and you know you have to be careful with it. That's our basic warranty. Because we serve people all over the world and warranties mean different things to different people, we want to know that these are built good and that you can survive with them. And if you take care of them, they're going to last you. But we want you to be careful. So 90 days is our basic warranty. We also have an extended warranty, which means you could buy another 1.5 or 2-year warranty. And you get the benefit of your first 3 months free. So if you buy an 18-month warranty, it turns into a 2-year warranty. Or 18 months turns in, you get the 3 months of the 90 days. It's always given. All extended warranties are added to that warranty. So we have a basic warranty, we have extended warranty. I highly recommend that if you depend on these to manicure your image and it's part of your monthly makeup, do what you can. If it's at all possible, always invest in a warranty. I can't tell you how many times I've been able to save someone's life because they were sitting somewhere and something happened that caused it to break, and we were able to immediately reprint another one, repolish it, reglaze it, whatever we had to do, and get that thing to them as quick as freaking possible. Our warranties is something I'm incredibly proud of, and I think it's served the people who bought them well. I'm very proud of the warranties. But yes.
Betty and Benja have a very similar question, and can you eat with the veneers on?
Betty and Benja, thank you for asking a hard question. It's a hard question not because it's not a simple answer. It's a hard question because everybody's mouth varies. If you have a great smile and it's just a little bit crooked, a little bit misaligned, then you have a veneer that's secure in your mouth. And when it's real secure and you bite down on it, it's like putting 2 pieces of metal together and pushing down. Either one of them is not really affected. But when you have missing teeth That creates pressure for some people that are sensitive. Some people have sensitive gums. Some people bite into harder foods. Some people have bigger smiles, smaller smiles. We always tell people that it's a cosmetic device. It's not made for chewing. It's not made to replace teeth. It's made to improve your smile. So our real answer is they're not made for eating. Second answer is almost everybody eats in them, with the exception of people who believe they're going to challenge the veneer. I don't have any problem thinking people are going to eat soup or soft foods. But when I hear of people eating steak or biting into foods that are hard to chew, then it concerns me about the quality of the veneer. I want you to know that this is the same answer as if you had traditional veneers. If you weren't and got traditional veneers over your existing teeth, they would still beg you not to chew ice. They'd still tell you that there's a lot of things you can't press her down on. And so a traditional veneer is not made to eat the same way that you eat before. Nothing's going to replace the strength of a natural tooth. But can you eat with them? I say the mass majorities can, but I'm very cautious to saying that across the board because I don't want people to believe that these are good for any and all people to eat with them. I want them to know it's a cosmetic appliance. It's not a treatment plan. It's not designed to change teeth, replace teeth, and it's not designed to specifically be a chewing tool. They're cosmetic. So let's stick with that. And then remember, 85% of the people put them in, never take them out. They wear them all the time, through meals, through social settings, through dates, through pictures or presentations. All the events that's important for them to be their best person, they never remove them, even if that requires being conservative with your meal selection during dinner. And I think that's the way these things are best, where they serve the client the best. Hope that answers your question.
Another two similar, it looks like Holly and Laura. Can you sleep in these? Do you wear them all the time? Take them out?
Holly and Laura, thank you for your question. Both of them said, can you sleep in these? God, I wish that I didn't have to give you a generic answer, but it's a two-sided answer. Again, if you have a perfect smile and they fit perfectly and they don't, and they're seated, there's not a lot of reason to take them out. People put them in, they get used to them, and they call me all the time and say, haven't taken it out for weeks, I forget that it's there. And I love that answer. Second answer is that if you're missing a lot of teeth or you've got gap teeth or you have longer teeth, it becomes more intrusive and it's more dangerous for you to have something in your mouth that may come out that's not as tight as one as if you'd had a full smile. So they're not made to be slept in. They're, again, a cosmetic device that's made to improve your smile. And I recommend that you put them in a case or put them in our ultrasonic cleaner and clean them at night and then wear them in the morning. But some people, I get it, they're doing dates, they're doing stayovers, they're doing different things at different hours that they just don't want to be removing them. And I will tell you, I have people who've had a lot of success who say they never remove them, but they're not made for sleeping. They should be taken out. I hope that answers your question.
Sabrina is curious how to keep her veneers pearly white.
Sabrina, thank you for your answer. I know Sabrina. We've been together friends for 4 or 5 years, and she always asks me this question all the time, so it was nice that you asked it again. Sabrina, everybody has a different body makeup. Some people have high citrus diet, some people don't. A large percentage of the people will never have a problem keeping these clean. I highly recommend you use an ultrasonic cleaner and that you wash these in peroxide. And I think that's the best way to go is with peroxide. But keeping them clean is just exactly like anything else, is just keeping them shined and paying attention to them. And use ultrasonic cleaner, use denture cleaner, and use carbonate peroxide. Those are things that make these things stay ultra white. And it also depends on the amount of staining that the environment that they're in. If you smoke, that creates challenges. If you have food that's staining, like there's some dark frostings, and there's some sauces out there that aren't as easy to just rinse off. So the answer is you keep them clean and bright by just rinsing them all the time and staying away from certain foods that have a tendency to do excessive staining. I hope that answers your question.
Sal wants to know how our veneers withstand our competitions.
Let me say this. We believe that there's a company called Snap-on Smile in California that's a decent company. And we think they do a process that's similar to ours. And that's the only competition that we tend to compete with, which means we only compete with the dentists because those products are only sold through dentists. Everyone else that claims to be our competition makes a product that's not identical to what we do, or it's not even a majority makeup of what we do. There are so many times when you try to compare us, they're comparing on pictures that aren't fair. It's not the same product. You always have to ask yourself, our product, I think if you were to compare us to the competition, we believe that we're superior on a lot of benefits. And I think that we run the table on being a better removable veneer. When you compare me to people who sell Snap-on Smiles. But it has to be a true brand of the Snap-on Smile. There's been so much imitation out there that we get compared under circumstances that aren't even real. When it comes to us on how we actually compare, from all the people that I can see, from everyone that I have seen, all the veneers that come across our table, the mass majority of them aren't truly what a comparison to Brighter Image Lab or Snap-on Smile. The majority of them are a vacuum-formed tray cover of some kind or tooth cover that's been trimmed to fit the gum line. And instead of being clear or black, they make it white, tooth-colored tray. And they have empty hollow spaces, and they're cut with a hot knife, and they're vacuum formed or pressure formed. None of those processes have anything to do with what we do, and I don't believe it has anything to do with the Snap-on Smile product. So by competition, I think that anyone who was to buy from Snap-on Smile and bought ours, they'll find that ours are thinner, they have more detail in them, they're higher polished, they have better colors, we have translucency. I believe that we are always doing stuff to be overly aggressive with technology to make sure that nobody catches us on competition. And everyone else who tries to beat us on price and try to use our name or use our pictures or use our stuff, they're really not competition. So I hope that helps. I hope I'm helping you.
This is someone from Instagram, so I don't know their name.
Hey Instagram.
Can the Bil Veneers correct a mild underbite or a bite condition?
Well, what we do is we don't do any treatment plans, so we don't correct anything with the existing smile. What we can do is we can do a design that creates the illusion that the underbite is gone. We have a way of extending teeth out to where if you have an underbite, what we do is we create a design that goes over the bite. So it's thicker on the top, but you get used to it really quick. It's possible. It is absolutely possible. Some of the best designs I've ever done is to give people full feature, full blockage in their smile. And the way I do that is generally if they have an underbite, they have a lip that's sticking in too much. And if I bring that out, it shows them what their lip would have always looked like. It takes a little bit more to get used to, but I highly encourage anyone that has an underbite they owe it to themselves to consider what a design would look like and feel like for them to want to bring their smile out to get the full advantage of smiling. The answer is we help people with underbites all the time. We just don't cure underbites. We just change the appearance of it. And it's a design that's complicated and takes a little bit more to get used to, but almost everybody does it in a few days. And I hope that helps your question. Thank you so much.
VJ wants to know, does the veneer harm the natural tooth?
VJ, thank you for asking the question. Do dental veneers harm the natural tooth? Under normal wear and tear, if you're healthy, I don't know of anyone who's ever said these things cause harm to my existing teeth. The enamel of your tooth and the surface of a tooth is the hardest surface in existence. It's the hardest surface there is. The enamel is extremely hard, very protective. and putting something over it, naturally the tooth has a way of protecting itself. And thousands and thousands of cases, no negative effect on the existing enamel or existing tooth structure. It's like anything else. You have to wear it carefully, you have to wear it professionally, but I don't know of any way that you can harm your teeth by wearing an existing veneer.
Gia is curious if she can get veneers if she has periodontal issues.
Periodontal issues are always an issue. The answer is you have the right to be your own dentist. You can take an impression and have us take your teeth, build a model, and build a design over that. A lot of our clients have some degree of periodontal. Almost every client in existence, well over 50, 60, 70% of every person that you'll meet has some degree of periodontal. Problem is as it gets more and more severe, do you want to run the risk of covering a smile that's got infection from a periodontal? When there's ways to clear that up before you actually take those impressions. You can have your teeth professionally cleaned, and you can have a doctor treat that periodontal so that it rescinds the swelling, so that there's not as many painful issues, or it's not baiting you're not placating a very infected field in your mouth that's so big that it's causing the existing gums to swell. When that gums goes down and the swelling goes back and you do cure it, there's a good probability of the swelling rescinding, and when that's true, it would leave a gap on the existing veneer that we made for you. We ask that if you have more than moderate periodontal, to have your teeth cleaned and looked at, and to try to make sure there's no swelling before you order your veneer. But the answer is, can I? You can. Do people do it? Almost everybody has some degree. If it's excessive, we're going to ask you to reassess that. Last thing I want to say about that is, if you ever have any questions about whether you're a candidate, send me your pictures. You don't have to purchase and then send the pictures. If you ever just want to know, send your pictures, put your name on there, and say, please give me feedback, am I a candidate? And we'll let you know in minutes, not hours, not days. That's important to me. Thank you for the question.
Margie wants to know if you can make small teeth look bigger.
Hey Margie, great question. Favorite design for me. Small teeth are the best things I can do. If a person has long teeth, I'm all the time wanting to contour their teeth, move them down, and get them a smile that I think's amazing. But when you have smaller teeth, I can take those measurements from your pictures, which is why we always ask for pictures. I can make small teeth look the appropriate size. I can also raise the vertical dimension. If your teeth have too much gum because your teeth are too small, I can literally lift the appearance of the ginger line of where your teeth meets the gum line. So when you change the appearance of it, it makes it look like it starts up so that your smile's not so gummy. And I really don't have to extend too much off the bottom, because I compensated for the length on the bottom, for the shortness on the bottom, by adding length to the top, which gives the appearance that these teeth are long and they're regular, that the bite is still the bite. It doesn't have to be extended in order to be effective. You don't always have to add to the length. A lot of times what you do is just extend the gingiva. And, but small teeth are a specialty of mine. I love people with small teeth, gap teeth. They're what I do better than anything. I do it every day, and it's my wheelhouse. I think the world of it. So thanks for asking that question.
Michelle is curious, do they work with missing teeth?
Michelle, do what I do. Do Bil Veneers work with missing teeth? Absolutely. So we ask that you have 4. I have people who have 3. I've had people that have 1. Nothing's impossible. As long as you have 4 more teeth, then we wholeheartedly say, if for some reason you got 4, 5, 6 teeth and you're under 60, you're not ready for braces. Don't let anybody tell you that that's your only option. I can't imagine how many times I've seen pictures of people tell me I have no choice but braces, no choice but dentures, no choice but full extraction. And then we go, maybe that's true, but let's see. We receive the impression, we articulate the bite, we give them a new top and bottom veneer, and they look amazing. I can't tell you how many pictures we have of people who said, I just wasn't ready for dentures. If you weren't ready for them at 55 or 65, you're not going to be ready for them 4 or 5 more years, and you shouldn't have to be told that you're forced to get ready for them. You should have a choice. It's a choice you should make now, and all you need is to have kept 3 or more teeth, and I think we can work with you. I don't think you'll just be impressed. I think you'll be amazed. Yes, 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 we work with missing teeth.
Georgette is curious how long they take to make start to finish.
Georgette, thank you for the question. We're always behind. The time that it takes for us to answer your question and how long they take to make never has to do with how long they actually take to design. Because you have to realize it's the workload that we can continue to market to bring in more people. We're always hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cases behind. Generally, we have over 750 arches in the building at any one given time, and we ask for a 30-day time frame. You can pay for an expedited, but there's an added cost to that. And you can pay for an express. There's an added cost for that. There's even an ultra express for people who want 7 days. We don't like to offer that very much, but to answer your question, is there a way? What is the time frame? The time frame is genetically we allow us the 30 days, afford us the time that it takes to do it right. And 30 days makes it, if we make a mistake, we put it back on the bench, we send it through the line, and we go through quality control. If we make another mistake, we still have time to assess it. So we always want to make sure that we're managing our liability. What you want to do is manage how long does it take before you get something back. And the best way for me to explain that is that almost all of our work always goes out in 21 days. Sometimes a little bit less than that, sometimes a little bit more than that. But when we say 30, it's generally about 3 weeks. That's not true for work that's expressed for 2 weeks or 7 days. Because we do all of our work in batches, you can pretty much bet 3 weeks to a month. But we're trying to work on programs that make it easier for people to get their veneers much faster. And that's something I'd look for in the future. But right now, your turnaround time is average 3 weeks. Sometimes it's a little shorter. Sometimes it's a little longer. It's the reason why we tell people we need 30 days. I hope that helps.
Emily is curious, which veneers do you suggest for which cases?
I wholeheartedly believe that's a personal question, and I would answer it 3 different ways in front of 3 different people. I have some clients that are pretty poor, and I never ask them to do more than they need to do. I just ask them to please send me pictures. And we start with the most affordable available option without trying to sell them a bunch of things that they may or not need. And so I always tell people I stand behind our press-on veneer design. It's mostly computer generated, but we still hand detail them. We still put some effort into making sure. We go faster with them, but I always say that's the best value because it's quick and it's inexpensive. Then if you want to pay an added fee for what we call the Bil veneer, then I personally spend my hand and my time on every veneer that's a Bil veneer. And I make sure we watch it, I make sure we detail it, I make sure it goes out to where it's a good smile from the impression that we received. And then we have another one called Incredible. And Incredible is the same thing. It's glazed. It's got a more expensive material that we use. It's made from a stronger resin. It's thinner. It's more compatible for designing veneers that are much thinner. And I always recommend that anyone can afford that to ask for it and demand it. It's our premium veneer. But it's our best veneer, and the difference in the charges are worth so much more in the results. And what you really buy when you buy that is you're buying so much more detail and so much more polishing, so much more glazing. When you buy the Incredible, you're really buying confidence. You're buying surety that anyone that looks at your teeth from this far away, 1 foot, 1.5 foot, 2 foot, that they're going to be blown away by the quality of those veneers, and that they're not press on, they're not stick on, they're not something you bought online. They compete with what the purpose that every dental veneer should serve. They're safer, they're reversible, they look amazing, and that's why I always recommend, if you can afford it, go with it. But if not, I have hundreds of thousands of people that'll tell you they're extremely satisfied with the Bil veneer. And I'll go one more step further. I'm incredibly proud with what we do with the Bil Veneers, but I'm just as proud as the press-on veneers. The press-on veneers has done as well. I've had people that I've offered free upgraded to, and they say, nope, I want it. I've got used to it being thicker. It's stronger. I don't have to worry about it. It's thicker and stronger, so I don't have to worry about it breaking. It's the type of design that I want to live with. I'm proud of the press-on veneers as well. I hope that answers your question.
I think you kind of touched over this one already, but we'll ask it again. Leslie is curious, how long do they last?
Leslie, every day, I tell everybody they vary. You get one, and if you chew a lot and you're out in it and you challenge it and you've got missing teeth, I'm worried about that veneer. I'm afraid how long it's going to last. But if you take care of it and you are conscious of the things that you do while you're wearing it, then I have no doubt in my mind that they go out with a strength value that's designed to survive the bite and the wear and tear of a normal person, which means every day of your life, while you're using these, eating with them, having conversations, doing meet and greet, social events, these veneers are going to last you 3 to 5 years in almost every type of social setting. And they're going to stay bright, and they're going to look attractive, and they're not cosmetic. They're still cosmetically attractive and worth every penny 5 years down the road. I hope that answers your question.
Mandy is curious, what do you tell people when you show up with new teeth?
Number one, I always tell people when you get a new smile to wear it out with people you don't know. Smile in all the places that you never got to smile before. Wait for the people at the dry cleaning. Wait for the people that serve you fast food. Wait for the delivery boys. Give them a smile. Practice on letting that smile go. And then you get your confidence and your self-esteem moving back on some direction of who you are and what you are. And then you let the other people decide how they want to accept it. I don't think it's something that you address in the same way that there's some ways that people can ask you things that are very complimentary and you can smile and say thank you. And other times you get asked the same question and it's not as easy to answer. And I think the best answer is to say, a best answer I've heard is to say that I'm glad I got the chance to improve my smile. And I've always been proud of that response. And so, but is it an answer that's going to come up? A lot. And that's why we're ultra conservative with having ultra bright looks. We're ultra conservative with so many people who go from having a bad smile to ultra white bright smile. I think that creates an opportunity for a lot of people to go, wow, I'm shocked what happened. It's a conversation that the more dramatic of a change that you make for yourself, the more possibility you're going to answer that question a lot for a while. But I remember the best answer is, wow, it looks like you got a new smile. You did something for your smile. And the answer was, I'm glad I got the opportunity to improve my smile. And I was proud of the answer, and I was proud to be in the room, and I took it as a compliment, and I think she did as well. And I think she was well prepared to handle that without me. So that's how I would do it again.
If I live in another country, can I get a set of Bil Veneers?
Internationally, guys, I'm so happy to tell you this. When people ask me where we at, what's our office, and where we located, it's not necessary. We're open 24/7. We're always as close as your computer. We're within 5 feet of we're always inside your phone. If you're touching your phone, you're touching our location. If you can get phone service, you can call us. The veneer process that we do is not labor intensive. There is nowhere do you go. The only thing you do is order online, receive a system, and send it back. But anywhere in the world that they can deliver, FedEx or DHL, we're going to be in a position to help you with your delivery of your product. Anywhere in the world. If you'll work with us on Google Translate, we will work with you on communicating to get you a veneer that you're satisfied with. I don't want anyone on this planet to have a smile that they wish they can improve and not be able to do it. That's why we're working with financing. That's why we're working with payment options. And that's why we're working with discounts in countries that need us the most. So the answer is, if you're an international client, regardless of where you're at or what you're doing, if you have a bad smile, I absolutely promise you we're going to do what we can to be motivated to get you a smile, to get you in a position where you can receive our smile makeovers. We, every day, work to be an international client, an international company that's focused on that have an interest that affects people on an international level. Never, hardly ever do we make anything that's just U.S. based. And I think that some of the things that you'll see us develop in the near future will show all of our interest is in international. So thank you so much. Guys, I think we're going to wrap it up with that. I think all these questions are going to make people ask other questions. I see the questions coming in. I want to say hi to people who are saying hi. I want to wave to the people who are waving. But this is the first time I've done this. And I thank you so much for giving me the benefit of doubt, knowing that I don't know how to do this. And sometimes you can tell when people are being kind. These questions are going to create more questions, and we're going to be back to answer more. It's been a pleasure. I hope I've helped. I look forward to some of the harder questions I see coming across. And we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and goodbye. I hope I helped.